Good morrow, fellow citizens. Thought I'd pop on here and see how everyone's day is going. Mine is going rather swimmingly. I can't do accents, but I feel like everybody has a fake British accent that they do. I used to have a best friend that I used to do it with, Christy. Christy Price. The price is right. I ain't talked to that bitch in a long time. You know, I actually tried to reach out to a friend today. This was my OG bestie from high school, Michelle. And she actually lives in New York, but she lives up near Buffalo. But we lost touch over the years, and today's her birthday. We're 3 days apart. Fellow Leo. I always end up with friends whose birthdays are close to mine. Fuck Adrian. That bitch took my ex-husband's side. Fuck you, hoe. You was a Leo, too. Raggedy ass bitch. Anyway. So, I got a few minutes. I set me a timer because I have a grocery order coming in 35 minutes, and 35 minutes is plenty of time for me to talk. So, speaking of, New York doesn't have Walmart. So it's like, if you want to go to a Walmart, you have to go to either Jersey or Long Island. And before, Walmart Plus wouldn't deliver. Instacart, I was going to say Instagram. Instacart will deliver, but you have to pay exorbitant fees. Like, it would cost you $30-something just to get something delivered, which is wild. But, so Walmart Plus recently started delivering to my area. And because I'm on, like, Medicare and stuff like that, being disabled does have its benefits. Like, being considered disabled has its benefits because you can usually get discounted, subscriptions and stuff like that. And I'm being more intentional about who gets my money because fuck y'all. Y'all ain't getting my capital. Right? So, but since Walmart Plus now delivers and they're way cheaper, so it's like I signed up for my first month and got it for $1. And then, it's like I paid $3 to have my stuff delivered, which is cool because, like I said, Walmart Plus now delivers to Brooklyn. So, and it's like, I love that, people tout it as laziness, but I love it for those of us who are who have mobility issues. It's great. Or just even if you lazy and you don't want to, it's like the best. If you can throw money at your problems, that's the best thing to do because it's like, I don't even care. Money is just a tool to use to get what you want, but that's not what I want to talk about today. So I done cut my mama off again for the last time. So we were talking yesterday, me, my mom, and my niece, and me and my niece were talking the other day, and she's like, my mama, what she called her, she's like, yeah, she's the type that will cut someone out of her will for being bisexual. And she leaves the room and she's like, do you know what bisexual is? I was like, yeah, she'd cut me out of her will if she knew, right? So I've never come out to my mom, and the reason why is because I knew she wouldn't be accepting of it. And then it made me realize that I was stifling myself to make someone else comfortable. And I'm like, well, why am I doing that? Like, why am I stifling myself to make someone else comfortable? And so, my niece, being a trifling little 12-year-old, she goes and asks my mom while we're all on FaceTime yesterday, because I don't live near my family. I live in New York. They live in South Carolina. On FaceTime with my mom and my niece goes, hey, Mama, what would you do if one of your kids or grandkids, hint, hint, was gay? And my mom just made this ugly ass face. And she's like, well, I wouldn't cut them off, but I wouldn't be happy about it. The Lord's plan is the plan of salvation, and marriage is between a man and a woman, not a woman and a woman, not a man and a man. And not knowing that the people she's talking about are right in fucking front of her. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me lead by example. Matter of fact, where did I put my iPad? Ooh, iPad. Oh, Wow. Wowie wowzers right beside me. My iPad is right beside me and I'm over here looking for it. Let me see, because I wrote it out in my note section before I sent it and blocked her. Oh, 0. Okay. So, yeah, I wrote out basically like, fuck you to my mom. Let's see. And then I deleted it. So my niece's name is Haley. So what I said to her was, I said, Haley wasn't asking you a hypothetical question. She asked how you would feel if one of us was gay because she knows I'm bisexual. I have dated women. You don't have to, and you know, where she said, you know, like, I won't cut them off, but I won't be happy about it. I said, you don't have to worry about cutting me off. I'll do it for you. Every time I let you back into my life, you do something to remind me why I shouldn't. I don't care what you believe. I'm not living my life according to your supposed plan of salvation. Every single time you have said something negative about gay people, you've been talking about me. Who cares if you're not happy with it? I wasn't happy when you abandoned me and my children and caused me to lose custody because you wouldn't let us come stay with you. The truth is I have so much resentment towards you and I can never talk to you about anything real. I only started talking to you again because I thought eventually I'd be able to see the kids through you, but that's not going to happen. You are fake, judgmental, unsupportive, and any attachment I feel towards you was out of guilt. You drain my energy by talking about nothing but no more. I hope you have a good rest of your life, but know that it will be without me in it. I'm like, fuck you. Like, that was like basically a long-winded way of saying, like, fuck you, you raggedy ass bitch. Because that's still my mama, and people will be like, well, I'm still your mom, and she's still a cunt. Like, I let my mom back into my life because I felt guilty. I felt guilty, and it made me, you know, seek something familiar, but familiar doesn't necessarily mean that they're good for you. And, you know, I had to lead by example. I realized that by not telling her, I was stifling myself to make her comfortable. I was setting myself on fire to keep her warm. And that's something that I always tell other people. It's like, stop setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And realize that I was doing that myself. And so I'm like, well, I really got to practice what I preach. So I'm like, yeah, like, basically, bye. And I've done, like, I have seesawed with my mom so many times. It's like, I'll talk to her, not talk to her. My mom's problem is she thinks she's a good person. You know, my mom is Mormon, which is what the whole talk of the plan of salvation was. My mom is Mormon, and she knows I'm not. Where did Darth Vader get his sneakers from? Don't tell me. Let me think about it. Where did he get his sneakers from? Okay, give me a minute to ponder. Tell me the answer in a minute, but I'm going to ponder while I continue to talk. See, that's the ADHD in me, because now my train of thought has derailed, because I'm like, Darth Vader, who are we talking about? Speaking of Darth Vader, I got called Darth Vader on a blind date one time, because I guess I was such a bitch. Like, I was so bitchy. And the guy called me Darth Vader, and I'm like, so I mind choked him, and now he's dead. Like, careful what you wish for. You just might get it. But yeah, so, oh yeah, seesawing with my mom. So I've seesawed with my mom so many times of kicking her out of my life and then letting her back in out of some misplaced guilt. Well, where's her guilt for letting me and my kids be out on the street because my brother would not allow her, who lives in her own house, to stay with me. Like, took her keys and everything. Me and my kids were supposed to go live with my mom, and she told us no. And at that point in time, I had no other family. I had nobody helping me. And, you know, we didn't talk for like 3-4 years. And I got back in touch with her. It's a year and a half now. It was like not this past October, but the one before that. And she's so fake. She's so judgmental. Well, I was just recently down there visiting, and I thought that, again, with a friend I visited, I thought that being down there would make us closer. and it just drove the wedge even further. So, I cut her off when I came back because I saw that she was talking shit about me to her friend. She handed me her iPad and was like, "Here, do something for me." And I'm like, "All right." And then I'm searching for something in the settings, and then I see my name come up in a text. Okay, so I'm going to look. Don't be talking about me, bitch. She's telling her friend all my business, which is on me because I shouldn't have been telling her. I got too comfortable. I got too comfortable telling my mother my business, and then she went and told somebody else. And the only way to keep a secret between two people is to kill one of them. So if you tell people your business and they tell people your business, that's your fault. Stop telling people your business. So that's on me. But then she's like, "Well, I'm so uncomfortable going out in public with her because she has so many tattoos." And I'm like, "You just made me want to get another one." Like, I have a lot of tattoos? Yes, but I don't feel like I'm heavily tattooed yet. Like, I still have a lot of canvas. There are certain places that I feel like a tattoo should be an accent. Like, I don't have any on my face. I don't have any on my neck. I don't think I want to do my upper arms. Legs are fair game, though. And I got a lot of leg to work with. But yeah, my own mother was talking shit about me to her bestie, talking about, "Well, I'm just so uncomfortable going out in public with her because she got so many tattoos." But the bitch did it anyway. Like, why do something you're uncomfortable with? And that's when I realized that I was doing something I was uncomfortable with, just like even being around her. I only went down to South Carolina because I had court business to handle. And I'm like, fuck it, my family's down there, might as well go see them. Saw people I ain't seen in years. Realized I was missing absolutely nothing. So sometimes DNA don't mean nothing. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with what DNA means. But I'll put it in a poem. It's like DNA. I eat that shit for dinner. And I talked about it before in my poems. I'll put it in my poems like was it limb? I was a limb or branch that's cut from my family tree. I branched out and something, I forget. The apple fell far, far away from the tree, and now it's free. I'm paraphrasing here. But it just, my spirit, my soul is telling me, get that bitch out of here. So what, you gave birth to me? I ain't tell you to do that. And on the one hand, I feel like women should be revered because women are the creators of life. I respect her as my mother, but I don't like her as a person. And, I can love her from a distance. Let me go do my own thing. I'll pop back in 5 years, see how you doing. Right now, all you're doing is being a leech. You're draining my energy. You're talking about nothing. And it's only, these supposed family ties that have kept me there. And I put it in another poem. The ties that bind persist even when you change your mind. Well, they don't have to. Who cares that we're related? What that mean? What that mean? I ain't in touch with, I was in touch with my family for years. And then I was doing better than I was when I started talking to my family again. It's like my family lowered my vibration. And again, tried to get me go back in the matrix, tried to get me back somewhere that I'm not, tried to bring me back to the childhood me. You're trying to bring me back to a person that no longer exists. So, that being said, yeah, fuck my mom. So yeah, let me delete that out of my phone. Like, I deleted, blocked her, and even erased her number. And we were talking recently about how I just got distracted because my calendar's telling me my birthday is Saturday. Like, I didn't know that. We were talking recently about how she thought I went crazy when I was a teenager. Because when I turned 18, I was a little rebellious. I was just doing a normal teenager thing. Hanging out with my friends, smoking, drinking. Like, every teenager experiments and does that. But in her mind, because I was raised Mormon, I was raised with the Lord, that I should have known better. Clearly, I don't know better. Like, I know better, which is why I left the cult that you choose to live in. And she would call me. She would blow me up. Like, they would blow my mom and dad would blow my phone up all night. One thing, looking back now, I realize that my parents were controlling. And the more you try to control someone, the more they become out of control. The more you make something forbidden. Well, just like, okay, let's take it back to the Bible. What do we know about things that are forbidden? What they did with that forbidden fruit. Oh, you forbid something. Right, that was a good example. I should have used that on her. Oh well, too late. But when you forbid something, you just make it more appealing. And that's all they did. It's like you sowed your wild oats when you were young, so why can't I? Oh, because you knew you had the gospel of Jesus Christ. You should have known better. And I was stifled. So that is, it's like, if you really care about me, you gonna act like that now. You're not gonna let me block and you stop you from having a relationship with me. But just like when I lost my kids, and when I left South Carolina, and when I was sleeping in a car and sleeping in the streets and was homeless, where was she? Nowhere but telling me I abandoned my kids. Oh, like how you abandoned me and wouldn't let us come stay with you? Like that kind of abandonment? My mama is a raggedy bitch, I tell you. And so, I was like, and it made me put it in a poem. I went missing and no one came looking for me, so I had to find myself. So it's like, if you really care about me, come get me. Come find me. See, don't let me blocking you stop you from trying to talk to me. But she's just gonna, move on in silence. And that just shows that she has a relationship of convenience with me. Again, it's not always a good thing to be a good listener. And my mama can talk. Like, golly, jabberjaws for real. My mama can talk. But about nothing. She be talking about some dumb shit that I don't want to hear about. Doesn't support me, doesn't support my hobbies, refuses to listen to any of my poems. It's like, damn, maybe if I had a supportive mom, I would just be telling her all this shit and not coming to YouTube to do it. Maybe I wouldn't even be a poet, maybe. Like, I understand that this is part of my divine plan that has nothing to do with her plan. And I understand that it had to happen. But she's just going to let me go. She's not going to fight for me, her daughter. She's not going to act like she did when I was a teenager and blow my phone up and all that foolishness. Like, at least then she pretended she cared. And now, it's like, well, she's just going to let me go. She's going to act like I'm a piece of paper she lost or something, and she ain't even going to try to look for it. Because I don't matter to her. I'm not a real person to her. She wanted the perfect little girl who was going to follow in her footsteps and be docile and do everything that she wanted them to do. It's like she didn't want a daughter, she wanted a doll. She wanted me to be her little doll. Because just like when I was little, she would dress me up. She would have these little dresses. It's like I was a living doll. And that was an archetype that I have followed, found myself in a lot in life, where it's like people want to dress me up. They see me as this canvas that they can just, work their magic on, but you're taking away from my magic by doing that. But yeah, my mom saw me as a doll that she could just dress up and put me in these little dresses, and I would just be this perfect little girl. And really, she should have known I was gay when she found me with a Playboy at the age of 8. I have a fucking rainbow in my hair, for fuck's sake. She should have known. But she don't want to know. She sees what she wants to see. She doesn't want to see this. And so now I've made her confront a reality that she is not okay with. My mama is sick right now. Sick in the head. My mama is so sick. Because that's one of her worst fears come to life, is that one of her kids is gay. Well, so sorry. I mean, I'm bisexual. Like, my sexuality is fluid. I love women. I tolerate men. Like, I like men biologically. I like men for sex. And I don't even have that no more. Because ain't no man worthy of having access to my body. So, and I kind of told her when we first started talking. She's like, were you seeing anybody right now? I was like, no, I ain't dating nobody. So I'm taking a break from dating. And I was like, honestly, I would rather date a woman than a man. Like, a woman has a better chance with me than a man, just testing the waters. And she just made this face that made me want to punch her, like, crazy, looking at me all crazy. And so I would like kind of test the waters. I should have just ripped the band-aid off and be like, I'm gay. I'm real gay. I eat pussy. I should have been like that. But alas, I did not. And I don't know, hearing my niece ask my mom what would she do if there was someone gay in her family, well, I wouldn't cut them off, but I wouldn't like it. Word, you ain't got to worry about being cut off, because I'm going to do it for you. I straight up told her, every time you talk bad about gay people, you're talking about me. You're talking about me, period. So, yeah, she's gone. And today, there's a partial eclipse here today, like around 1. And, you know, I've never actually seen an eclipse in person. Like, I just feed off of the energy of it. So it's like when I go into the dark and then come back to the light, I'm no longer going to let people dim my light. And my mom was the type of person that will smash my light bulb and then complain that it's dark. You know? How do you extinguish my light and then complain about the darkness? Like, how? Ooh, look at this. Happy birthday! Invitation from unknown organizer. Huh? Who is this? Oh, Google Calendar, I suppose. Yes. Happy birthday. It is Regina S.'s 38th birthday on Saturday. Well, happy birthday to her. She is that bitch. And that's what I put in, like, in my new journal that I got. It's like, what is your name? Wild Fury, aka that bitch. And I was like, what is your phone number? 911, because this bitch is on fire. I said email address, and I was just like, you already know. And what was the last thing it said? Location. Heaven. I'm going to lead y'all to hell. I'm going to drag y'all to hell. And y'all can stay there. Because, you know that saying, life is what you make it. I really believe that. So it can be a heaven, it can be a hell. Your life is whatever you tell the universe you are, and then the universe reflects that frequency back to you. That's just like AI. AI is a mirror, right? AI mirrors. AI is like a technological mirror. It shows you what you want to see. I mean, it tells you what you want to hear. There are people in AI relationships, and now you can be in a real relationship with a fake person. It's like AI psychosis is a real thing, and how, you know, somebody was like, well, the relationship wasn't real, but the feelings were. And that's your problem. It's like your brain can rewrite reality. And if it's real in your brain, it's like in the Matrix, your brain makes it real. AI is just the Matrix. Like, it's the Matrix come to life. Because the only difference is we see it on our phones. We see it in a different way. AI is the Matrix come to life. And that's a whole other tangent. It's a whole other tangent, right? But I'm going to go off on about that later. But just a little tidbit preview. And I break down words a lot. And a lot of times a word will be exactly what it sounds like artificial. And I was like, art official. Like ARTOFFICIAL. And that's basically what it is. Art. It's an art official. And so I put that in I just have it in my note section right now. It's like, I'm an art official. And it's really about artists. Like, the word artificial dates back to artists. But more about that later. And I realized that I don't have these higher frequency thoughts when I'm around low frequency people. And I know it's like I need to build my armor so that their frequency that my frequency is so high that they can't lower it. They can't detract from it. They can't do anything but look up and shake their head wishing they were where I'm at. Sorry. Like, I'll come back down for y'all, but let me get there first, right? Like, you can love someone from a distance. You can love someone and not have them in your life. You can love someone and limit them from your life. You know, when we talk about vampires, people steal your energy. That's basically what it is. Energy is life, life force, blood. I mean, we look at it as a physical way. Do physical vampires exist? Sure, maybe. But energy vampires are definitely real. Because you ever find yourself tired after talking to somebody? That was me with my mama. That bitch had to go. For numerous reasons. And you can be looking at me crazy like, oh, she calls her mama a bitch. She is a bitch. She deserves it. My mama is the opposition. My mother opposes me. Instead of lifting me up, she puts me down. And this is one of those examples where someone doesn't have to be abusive to be bad for you. She's not uplifting. She's not supporting. She thinks that she's a good person, and that's her biggest problem. But every one of her kids will tell you that she's a judgmental bitch. She's judgmental. Like, if you say, I'm going to be a millionaire, instead of being like, well, I believe in you, you can do whatever you want, she's going to ask you a million questions like, well, how are you going to do that? What are you going to do to make $1 million? Like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer when I grew up because I used to love to sing. But that's not my medium anymore. And I don't have the breath control or range. But I would tell my mom I wanted to be a singer. Well, it's going to be really hard. And you're going to have to do this. And you're going to have to, like, instead of saying you can do whatever you want to do. It's, it's, and she calls it being practical. Well, I want some practical magic. Tell me some spells to how to get there easier. Tell me how to make it easier for me. But she detracts from anything. Even my brother, who I don't fuck with, he just got a new job and is talking about he gonna buy a house or whatever. And she's like, how you gonna do that? You struggle to pay bills now. You know, and he got mad at her. And even though I don't like my brother, I don't fuck with him, I understand his point. And, you know, she'll tell me that, well, you sound like your brother. No, I sound like me. You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day. My clock is always on time, and his just happens to line up with mine every once in a while. It's like this fucking eclipse that's about to happen, right? Every once in a while, we find ourselves reading the same word on the book, but the word will be something like the or a. And she's just not a good person. Like, when I was down there, this bitch was trying to yell at me about some shit. I'm like, does this bitch not know who I am? Does she not know that I am royalty and she treat me like I'm a fucking peasant? Like, she tried to yell at me over some water that was spilled on the floor because her sock got wet. But did you die? Oh, you complaining about a sock that got wet. But when you wasn't there for me, my ass was literally streaking on the streets of the Bronx and Brooklyn. I slept up against an ice machine one night in the Bronx. But go off about how your sock got wet because I left a bottle of water and I didn't close the cap all the way. And that's how she would do me as a kid. Like, I remember one time, she had told me explicitly to put some meat in the freezer. I remember it to this day. And I put the meat in the freezer. And then my dad came home and she sees that I put the meat in the freezer. I told you to put it in the refrigerator. Arr! And my dad got mad at her for talking to me like that. I'll never forget. Like, my dad took me and then he took me out to eat. Oh, my food will be here soon. Okay, I have a grocery order about to come. But yeah, my dad took me out of there because my mom was being a cunt. Like, I did what you told me to do and you yelled at me for that. And she still acts the same way. She still treats me like I'm a child. Well, I'm going to be the grown one in this situation and leave her the fuck alone. I might come back and buy her a house in 5 years. Yeah, I'll put that on. Like, when I come back in 5 years and buy her a house. But I can love her from a distance. So I'm finna go. I'm going to go get these groceries. I just got a text that they're about to be pulling up. But I might pop back on and do my little AI spiel here in a second. So catch me.